Hello, and welcome back to the English with Neo podcast, where you will build your vocabulary and improve your listening skills through American English. My name is Neil Humphrey, and the topic of today's episode is why I talk to myself. So, before we start, I'd like to ask you guys a question. Is it weird? Is it strange if you talk to yourself? I'm going to answer that question today. So, I'd like to give you guys some background about how I started talking to myself. And I'm going to give you guys some research to back up why I do this. So I grew up as an only child. I didn't grow up with any brothers and sisters. So it was just me in the house playing by myself a lot of the times. If I wasn't with my cousins, I'd be just by myself. And I think I started talking to myself probably around elementary school. And I remember my friends used to laugh at me sometimes when they caught me talking to myself. They're like, "Why are you talking to yourself? That's weird." But I didn't really notice it until I became an adult. And I don't talk to myself like, "Hey Neil, how you doing?" "Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How's the weather today?" "Oh, it's nice." Not anything like that. It's more of just like self-talk. It's more of just reflecting on things, thinking about things out loud. And I think I started this probably more when I became an adult, especially when I started my business. Because when you start a business, there's a lot of things that you have to think about. Obviously, financial things. You also have to think about marketing and things like that. So I talk to myself a lot, number one, to help organize myself or to help make better decisions because running a business, there's a lot of responsibility. And sometimes I don't have someone to talk to or someone to call. So I usually try to think about things by myself and they help me organize myself more logically. So that's why I do it. But I remember the first time I started talking to myself when I learned about affirmations. So, affirmations are basically like these statements or these sayings that confirm or affirm who you are or who you want to be. So, some affirmations, let's say, for example, some of them that I use. So, I'll wake up or while I'm taking a walk or while I'm just going about my day, I say, I'm calm, or you are calm. You are strong. You are creative. You are successful. So that's talking in like the second person, you are, which I'm basically talking to myself. But if I was talking to myself in the first person, I would use I am. So I would say, I am calm. I am successful. I am creative. I am powerful, things like that. So those are called affirmations. So those are pretty powerful. I like to do those from time to time. They really help. They just give you more confidence. They give you more confidence and they help put you in a good, positive mental state. So that's why I like affirmations. But going to the second benefit. So, benefit number one, why I talk to myself, because it helps me make better decisions. Number two, talking to myself helps me to figure things out. So sometimes if I'm just so busy and I find myself getting a little stressed, I talk to myself. I say, man, why am I feeling like this? I say that all the time. Why am I feeling like this? And this can be if I'm in a good mood or if I'm in a bad mood. So if I'm stressed, I'm like, why am I feeling stressed today? What happened today that made me feel stressed? Or I may be in a good mood. I may say, wow, I'm feeling pretty good today. I have a lot of energy. What happened? What happened today? Why am I feeling so good? I want to feel like this more. What can I do to feel like this more? So I use that a lot. And the next thing is motivation. Being an entrepreneur, this is another thing I'm going to talk about. So, entrepreneur is a person who runs their own business. So, being an entrepreneur, I've been an entrepreneur for going on 6 years. Sometimes you just need motivation. You need a reason to keep going. I have a lot of reasons to keep going, but just every day I need to give myself, we call it a pick me upper. Pick me upper just means something to motivate me or to supercharge me so that I can have more energy. So maybe it might be some goals that I have in the future, or maybe it's a vacation I want to take, or whatever it is. Whatever it is. It's motivation. Like, Neil, you can do this. Neil, it's okay. It's a little hard right now, but if you do a little bit more research, you can figure it out. So keep going. So I like to motivate myself like that. And that's it. So those are some of the reasons why I talk to myself. See, I told you I'm not crazy. But I think talking to yourself is healthy. And I also went online. There's also a lot of research that backs this up, and it says that talking to yourself is very healthy. So if you want to look into that, go to Google or Yahoo and just type in, uh, is talking to myself healthy, or is it okay to talk to myself? Because that's what I did. I just went on Google and I typed in, is it okay to talk to myself? I did that before the episode because I always like to research things before I make these podcasts. I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the correct information. So it's perfectly healthy to talk to yourself. All right, everyone. That is it for today's episode. Thank you for tuning in to the English with Neil podcast. I look forward to talking to you in the next episode. Take care and talk to you soon. Peace.